Hi, St. James. I am so delighted today that members of the Church Growth Task Force get to share some of their ideas. We've been working on these since September of 2021 and having amazing conversations as we shared meals together. We discussed our hopes and dreams for this place, and we got to know each other better, all of course while wearing masks. We owe a debt of gratitude to Becky McDonald, who served as our facilitator. She brought amazing exercises, brainstorming and brain writing, and also kept us on task when we wanted to keep talking about our ideas, and it was time to focus on reporting or organizing them. She was an amazing gift to us, and we are so thankful and aware of the fact that the progress we've made is largely due to her work. Before we begin to hear the ideas from the task force, there are a few things I want to say about growth. We talked about what we meant by growth at our very first meeting, and quickly what became obvious is that growth is something not just about numbers of people or amount of money, but it affects all parts of ministry of the church. It affects growth in spirituality, learning to love more fully our God and be aware of how God loves us. We discussed welcome not just for a purpose, but as a mindset, that we need to focus on who people are and not just what we think they can bring to us. We talked about creating interactions with strangers and different kinds of people as a way we grow in our understanding of the world and therefore of God. And we discussed the importance of identity and not changing who we are, but becoming more focused on what we have to offer, working to build on the strengths of our community and the amazing people who are a part of it. We also talked about growing programs that help us serve others in the world, that some of the ways in which we've grown the most have been through the ways that we've helped other people. And finally, we talked about the importance of life at St. James being a transformational experience. That is, that when people are a part of our community, they do not stay the same. They are changed by the interactions they have with God and with God's people. And then they want to go out and share that change with the world through love and service and outreach, and also through invitation to others. With that in mind, that growth is much deeper than just increased attendance and money, though it will have an effect on those things. I am excited that members of the Growth Task Force will now be sharing their ideas. And I look forward to many, many discussions with you as we work together to make them a reality.
For many of us, it's hard to remember the first time we walked through the front door of St. James. Of course, St. James has many front doors. It has the literal front door on Maple Avenue. It has a side door that's kind of a front door. And then if you're handicapped, it's the back door, and that's kind of a front door. For us, the front door was actually the youth program and the experiences that our kids had with Pastor Chris. See, St. James is like a family. And the gospel tells us that anyone who walks through that door is family, no matter what they look like, how they vote, who they love. And so the way St. James thinks about the newcomer that walks through our front door really, really matters. And I look forward to the work ahead.
The front door strategy is as friendly as it sounds. It is an approach to visitors, possible new members, and to our own members of the St. James family. The Growth Task Force has developed an action plan that looks both outwardly to attract new members and inwardly to our current members of the St. James family, whether in person, online, or by phone. As we seek to grow, it is also important to tend to our own flock. I hope you will share my enthusiasm for the work of the Growth Task Force, and that you will actively seek ways in which your many talents and interests can help our St. James family grow in God's love. Thanks be to God.
Hi, my name is Becky McDonald, and I've been working as the facilitator for the Growth Project for St. James. And I want to talk a little bit about this idea of creating a place or an opportunity for concerns and questions. And this idea is really important to me because it's really about being open and transparent and honest about what our questions are and what our concerns are, and allowing a place for us to talk about them. I don't know exactly what this looks like yet, but I think it's really important to the development of, or the ongoing development of our church and us as a community. Thanks for listening.
I'm delighted that one of the 6 key outcomes of the Growth Task Force process this past year has been to focus on the online presence of St. James. And this gives us some wonderful opportunities because we have online presence not only with our website, but also with several of our social media sites. And what we're looking for are opportunities to not only share information, but also to get feedback and response from the users of these various sites. We think it's going to be a fun and exciting project, and we're also looking forward to some input from our parishioners and others who would like to share that information with members of the task force.
Hi, I'm Sophie Gable. I'm here to talk about how to improve our online presence. An excellent way to do this would be to hire someone to modify our church's website. We could also make ourselves known on multiple more modern social media platforms. This includes Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and much more. We were thinking that on these platforms and on the new modified website, we could post upcoming events and even previous ones. We could make videos about previous events. For example, our church loves to participate in an event called Rise Against Hunger. We can make a video of us packing food and post it on multiple social media platforms. We could do this with multiple events. We look forward to sharing with you more ideas in the future about how we can improve our social media presence.
Hi, my name is Krista Kapp, and I am a member of the St. James Growth Task Force. I wanted to talk to you today about spiritual gifts and growth. We are all called to be transformed. Your church is here to meet you where you are on your spiritual journey. And I say journey because it gives the connotation of tremendous opportunities, not a single opportunity. And that's what you have here to help you find your gifts. It could be through music, or singing, or playing, art, service, book clubs, volunteering with children, with young adults, with experienced adults. Come on in and watch a movie, attend a class, teach a class. Talk to us about you. Ask questions, contemplate meaning. All of this can be done in person or online, wherever you are most comfortable. So let St. James meet you where you are. Discern your journey with you. Be transformed into your full being. And while you're at it, invite a friend.
Hi, I'm Mark Gable, and I'm here to talk about the task force improvements with the outreach committees and our continued commitments with St. James through outreach. One of the ideas and recommendations is to ensure St. James who we partner with and why, because that reflects of who we are and a little bit of what we believe in at St. James. To continue the support and educate St. James Parish on any updates and needs that might be required from some of the organizations. A second idea is about bringing in the community leaders of Pontiac and Birmingham of the ideology of St. James, of who we are and identify ourselves as in the community. So perhaps once a year setting up tables after a service during coffee hour for educating people about how they can volunteer, how they can share some of their skills, and bring awareness of who we work with and partner with at St. James. A third idea is to create opportunities for St. James for the volunteering, spending time with the families that we work with, say, an example, Pontiac, to have family-style meals, to sit and talk to them, get to know them. And another idea is to monitor the confirmation programs that we set up, especially for our young adults, and to make sure that we continue supporting them as, say, they go to college and what careers they have, so they can still be lifelong members of St. James. So if you have ideas for the outreach through the task force, let us know. We'd like to hear more from you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm here on behalf of support of the intergenerational events. We are trying to encourage our youth-adult conversations and maintain preschool connections. Our plan is that we want to continue to create and hold intergenerational events and create mentoring programs beyond confirmation.
I think that Aiden is definitely onto something with respect to intergenerational program, and the Growth Committee spent a significant amount of time talking about that. There are a couple of different ways that we can do that. First of all is to really explore the intersection between intergenerational opportunities and things like pastoral care, like outreach. Rise Against Hunger is a tremendous example. How can we engage in pastoral care in ways that have our young people connecting with our elders, and our elders sharing the incredible fund of knowledge that they have learned through a lifetime? How can we create opportunities for them to share that with young people in meaningful ways? I think also just thinking about St. James growing both in depth and in breadth with respect to that intergenerational work. How can we become closer? How can we learn more about each other as our St. James community, and how can we really build relationship? And then two, how can we extend that relationship? How can we think about the St. James family more expansively? Thinking about inclusion of the preschool, that those families are part of the St. James family, and that there's a seamless kind of sense with respect to the parish and with those families. Also with respect to the groups who use the church, that we really think, more inclusively about who belongs at St. James, and that in doing so, we create opportunities to really involve so many more people with so much more meaning.